6 in Unit 2. This lesson is all about strumming the 8th note, and this is building on what we've been working on with our steady beat. And so I'm just going to remind you of the steady beat, which is all downs, 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, we could put an accent and get 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully we're doing that a lot with hot cross buns. What we're going to do now is we're going to add the 8th note, which is just simply the up in between. So I'm going to go back to sort of a non-accented, just simple down, 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 down. And what we're doing is we're going to hit the ups in between those downs. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Let me slow that down a little bit for you. So I'm going down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And if you remember back when we first talked about just simply strumming with a pick, we discussed the idea of our picks point slightly upward toward our chest as we strum down, and it points slightly downward like toward our knees as we come up. And I'm over exaggerating, but there is a little wrist motion between that down and that up. The other thing I want to talk to you about is on the up strum, it's really common to only hit a couple of the high strings. We're not trying to get all the strings. I'm going to play it just so you can hear what it sounds like if I hit all the strings all the time. It's not very musical at all. So even though the chord has 6 strings involved in it, what makes it sound musical is to remember some of those ideas like low, high, high, high. And then on the up strums, there are going to be even fewer strings. There might just be 1 or 2, so it sounds like this. Low, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, low, up, down, up, down, up, down. And that's how you play 8th notes. So the way we count it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... If I say it, it's simply down, up, 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 down, up. But there's definitely a difference between the first down and the other downs and the ups. They're all a little different, so that gives it a little more musical sound. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. One of the things that people have trouble with often is reading the notation. So I just want to give you a little clue on how to do that with the different strum patterns. Basically, the quarter note is a down. And for right now, whenever you see 8 notes, they're going to be paired and they're going to be a down up. So if you think of it as either I have 2 options, a down, keeping my steady beat, or a down up, keeping my steady beat. It's either down, 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 or down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So the strum patterns are combinations of that. So I will play the 3rd example. So the first 2 examples, the first example is the quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The second example is the 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... The 3rd example is a combination of 8th notes and quarter notes. So there are 4 8th notes followed by 2 quarter notes. So to count that, I'm just going to move my hand and count it first. And I encourage you to do this. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Or say down, up, down, up, down, down. Down, up, down, up, down, down. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then if we strum it, it'll sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, or down, up, down, up, down, down. The second example is sort of the inversion of that. We're going to go down, 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 up, down, up. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and The fifth version is one quarter note followed by sixth eighth note. So it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and, or down, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and down, down, up, down, up, down, up. The next example is going to be a quarter note followed by 2 eighth notes, followed by a quarter note, followed by 2 eighth notes, and repeating that pattern. So it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and down, down, up, down, down, up. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. You notice that accent on beat 1 is helping it sound, because you'll hear what happens when I invert it in the next example. So in the next example, we're going to start with the eighth notes and follow it with a quarter note. And so they would sound identical. If you just did them without the accent, you wouldn't know which one you're playing. But once we put that beat 1 accent on, here's the last example, which is the 2 eighth notes followed by the quarter note. So we're going to go down, up, down, down, up, down. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. But we're going to emphasize beat 1. Now I'm going to do the one above it so you can hear the difference. And back to the last one. So what you want to do is practice each one of these examples individually over and over so that you're repeating the same pattern. And then move on to the next one. And once you do that, you might then try and move around. So I'm going to do, for example, the third pattern followed by the last pattern. So you can hear what that's. I'm going to do each one once. I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, and then moving the last one. Be able to go to the fourth one. So you can switch things up and practice mixing them up once you get each pattern down well. In music, usually we'll stick with one strum pattern at least for a chorus or a verse, but then we may change the strum pattern when we get to the next section of the song. We may also do a variation. It's really common. For example, I'll do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th example, which is the quarter followed by the 2 eighth notes over and over. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to put a variation at the end of 4 measures. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3. Here comes my variation. Follow back with the pattern. So we will sometimes switch patterns toward the end for emphasis, sort of as a sort of signpost of, oh, we just came to the end of a musical phrase. But for right now, you really just want to try and master these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 examples of eighth note strum patterns. Okay, happy strumming. And remember, you can change chords if you want, but that'll be sort of a secondary level once you get the patterns down. But feel free to experiment. I always want you to have fun and not feel like you have to just do what's in the book. Okay, happy playing.